All right. Neville Goddard, your faith is your fortune. To him that hath, chapter 10. Take heed, therefore, how ye hear. For whosoever hath, to him it shall be given, and whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he seemeth to have. Let me repeat that. Take heed, therefore, how ye hear. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he seemeth to have. Luke 8:18. Very, very important subject. Oh man, I'm so glad we're going to dig into this. The Bible, which is the greatest psychological book ever written, warns man to be aware of what he hears. Then follows this warning with the statement, to him that hath it shall be given, and to him that hath not it shall be taken away. Though many look upon this statement as one of the most cruel and unjust of the sayings attributed to Jesus, it still seems a just and merciful law based upon life's changeless principle of expression. Man's ignorance of the working of the law does not excuse him nor save him from the results. Law is impersonal and therefore no respecter of persons. Man is warned to be selective in that which he hears and accepts as true. We spoke about this a little bit in either the last or the previous chapter of that when we dug into faith a little bit. Everything that man accepts as true leaves an impression on his consciousness and must in time be defined as proof or disproof. Perceptive hearing is the perfect medium through which man registers impressions. A man must discipline himself to hear only that which he wants to hear, regardless of rumors or the evidence of his senses to the contrary. Regardless of rumors or evidence to the contrary. I tell you. So, what does that mean? I am, all that is, God. Your self-concept, rumors or evidence to the contrary is out here. That's not in here. That's not in here where your self-concept has its being. Outside is rumors. Perceptive hearing is the perfect medium through which man registers impressions. A man must discipline himself to hear only that which he wants to hear, regardless of rumors or evidence of his senses to the contrary. Evidence of his senses. Remember, we're closing off the senses. As he conditions his perceptive hearing, he will react only to those impressions which he has decided upon. If I am, and I want to be married, and I'm not married, and I'm here, and I want to be married, I will only choose programming that's befitting of my new self-concept. And if that is to be married, then you want to subscribe to the Hallmark Channel. The Hallmark Channel has amazing movies that are fully in line with this new self-concept that you are becoming. Going to true crime episodes where men and women have their falling outs in this drama. Somewhere in the drama, they have a falling out and they do ill to one another. This is not the kind of programming you want to be anywhere near. You want to shut that off and you want to put on your Hallmark Channel and you want to see how many wonderful movies are in line with your new belief system. Your new belief system is, I am happy, I am married, I'm living a wonderful life, I met a wonderful partner, we are very happy together, we are now in a new house, we had a beautiful honeymoon. All of this. This is what you'll find in the programming you are selective of. If you choose programming that can be negative or paint men as negative or women as negative or relationship as negative, you're in the wrong channel. You need to turn that off and get over to the channel that is going to help the programming that you're trying to program. As he conditions his perceptive hearing, he will react only to those impressions which he has decided upon. You see the woman who goes to Italy for work, and then she meets this wonderful man while she's in a cooking class, and they go on a little gondola ride, and all of a sudden they're in love, and before you know it, she has to leave the States and move to Italy and start a new business. These movies are consistent with the Hallmark Channel, and if you haven't watched it, it is very wonderful to watch these because you get a good feeling, and that good feeling is what you want to have when you're falling asleep. You want to feel it real. Feeling it real is the key. Okay, so remember, you're here and you want to be here. You need to go to sleep and wake up here in the feeling of your new reality. This law never fails. This law is what we've been talking about this whole time. Fully conditioned, man becomes incapable of hearing other than that which contributes to his desire. You can even be with friends, and all of a sudden the discussion turns to, well, let me give a quick story. When I studied the Seth material in one of Jane's ESP classes, Seth delivered this wonderful gem to the students. I believe it was ESP class. I'm sure it was. That if you want to not be a victim in the world, and you want to be a creator in the world, which is what Seth was teaching through all of his body of work, you want to not feel like you're going to be a victim in the world. So you want to always be in the mindset of this is the quote, I live in a safe universe. And there's so many wonderful things delivered by Seth that are worth sharing, but right here I just want to point this one out for a very specific reason. I live in a safe universe. I live in a safe universe. After a set amount of programming, whatever that is to you, once you're self-persuaded that you live in a safe universe, let's say here you don't believe the world is a safe place, and here you do believe it, and you're trying to get this self-persuasion going that I live in a safe universe. Well, you do this enough and you imagine everything as safe, then your experiences become safe, and then your reality objectifies that nothing befalls you that is an unsafe act because you are believing it. It could be something happening right behind you. It could be something happening before you were there. You could be standing in the same spot and there was an accident at a different time. But you believe that you live in a safe universe, so that accident won't happen while you're there, wherever that there is. Man becomes fully conditioned. After you believe you live in a safe universe, man becomes incapable of hearing other than that which contributes to his desire. So when other people in conversation are talking about unsafe events, and they're all of a sudden trying to share their fear, you don't hear that. You just don't hear it. You appreciate what they're going through because they're going through what they are self-conceiving, whatever their self-concept is. After a while, you get to be able to appreciate what people are going through in their state, and it's an okay thing. It's like, okay, no problem. That's what you're going through. I'm okay with it. But you don't hear it because you live in a safe universe. God, as you have discovered, is that conditioned awareness which gives to you all that you are aware of being. To be aware of being or having anything is to be or have that which you are aware of being. Upon this changeless principle, all things rest. It is impossible for anything to be other than that which it is aware of being. It is impossible for anything to be other than that which it is aware of being. It is impossible for anything to be other than that of which it is aware of being. Than that which it is aware of being. If your state is one of limitation, and you don't feel like there's enough people to date, or the right date comes your way to have a relationship, then that will fit perfectly in your self-concept. It'll be a reality for you, and it's delivering you what you believe. When you change that belief by changing your self-concept, by falling asleep in sats in your new relationship, then you objectify and wake up that new self-concept. It is impossible for anything to be other than that which it is aware of being. To him that hath that which is aware of being, to him that hath, it shall be given, good, bad, or indifferent. It does not matter. Man receives multiplied 100-fold that which he is aware of being. In keeping with this changeless law, to him that hath not, it shall be taken away from him, and added to the one that hath. The rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. You can only magnify that which you are conscious of being. Wow, that's so wonderful. It's wonderful in that when you understand it. To him that hath not a relationship, it shall be taken away. Because there's no faith. There's no faith or belief in all women, all men are loving, caring, nurturing. If that is absent, then this is absent. So when you have not the faith that all men are loving, caring, nurturing, then the relationship concept shall be taken away. But on the flip, if you believe that all men are loving, caring, nurturing, guess to whom that more is given? To you more is given, because you have created the faith that all men are loving, caring, nurturing. I'm happily married. All men are loving, caring, nurturing. To him that hath, it is given. Your new self-concept becomes one that has those beliefs. To him that hath, it is given. To him that hath not, it is not only not given, but it's taken away. That is taken away. A changeless law. Let's repeat it. It's a wonderful, wonderful piece of information here. Oh my gosh. The breakdown makes it though. But it seems so foreign when you first heard it though, didn't it? To him that hath, to him that hath, and in parentheses, that which he is aware of being, it shall be given. That which he is aware of being. So I am, at least when you are in this single state and you have this challenge of creating a new relationship for yourself because this is what you want. At least in the very least sense of this, you go to I am when you do your meditation and you close off from the senses and you go to I am. Now you become aware of your being. Now you become be still and know that I am God. Once you become aware of this, you're already realizing your master, that you are a master magician. Once you take this first step, now let's repeat this. To him that hath, it shall be given. Good, bad, or indifferent, it does not matter. Man receives multiplied 100-fold that which he is aware of being. In keeping with this changeless law, to him that hath not, it shall be taken away from him and added to the one that hath. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. You can only magnify that which you are conscious of being. What it is you're conscious of being. Are you conscious of being without health? Then you're going to get more of that. And if you believe that, that is a richness in its own right. If you believe in ill health, then you are actually rich with ill health, believe it or not. To him that hath is given, much more it's given. To him that believes in ill health, he'll get more of the same, or she'll get more. To him that hath not believed in ill health, that believes in health, it'll be taken away and given to the one that believes in the ill health. It works both ways. And in another way, to him that doesn't believe in relationship or love, it's not only the idea of love is not only taken away, but it's given to the one who does believe it. It's a matter of understanding this principle that you then become aware of your being, and then you realize that you're the one pouring the attention. It's not something outside of you pouring this attention. It's you pouring the attention. You're doing this as a self-concept from all that is, from God. You are one self-concept. In my Father's house are many mansions. You can be any of these you want to be. All things gravitate to that consciousness with which they are in tune. Likewise, all things disentangle themselves from that consciousness with which they are out of tune. Divide the wealth of the world equally among all men, and in short time this equal division will be as originally disproportioned. Divide the wealth of the world equally among all men, and in short time this equal division will be as originally disproportioned. I believe I am, let's imagine all wealth of the world, okay? Here I have tens of dollars, thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. Let's take all that money away from the tens. What did I say? Tens, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, all right? Let's just do that. Tens, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. Take all that wealth from anybody who believes in that they have tens of dollars, to the thousands of dollars, to the millions, billions. I forget what I said already. Take all the wealth away. Now redistribute the wealth back into the system. You can give it to either this person or this person, or just one of these persons. That wealth will ultimately find its way back because the consciousness attracts it to itself. The one conscious of being a billionaire, millionaire, thousandaire, hundredaire, I think is what I said, and a tensionaire, tens, hundreds, thousands. The money will gravitate exactly back where its consciousness is, because the idea of money is the same as the idea of consciousness. It will actually gravitate literally right back to the purses and bank accounts of those who had it because they believe it. Divide the wealth of the world equally among all men, and in a short time this equal division will be as originally disproportioned. Wealth will find its way back into the pockets of those from whom it was taken. Instead of joining the chorus of the have-nots who insist on destroying those who have, recognize this changeless law of expression. Consciously define yourself as that which you desire. Oh boy, it's so true. Instead of joining the chorus, the song, right, of the have-nots who insist on destroying those who have, recognize this changeless law of expression. Consciously define yourself as that which you desire. Once defined, your conscious claim established, continue in the confidence until the reward is received. Continue in this confidence until the reward is received. Once defined, your conscious claim established. Once defined, I am not happy, I am single, I want to be married, but I'm not. I am that. I am happy, I am married, I am in love. Continue in this confidence until the reward is received. How long must you do it? 70 times 7, every night. Some who have achieved great things, and we're gonna do the book, The Law and the Promise, and there's a lot of examples in that book, but some achieved it within one day, some 3 days, some a few months. Neville Goddard's brother, who saw the building with Goddard and Sons on the name, long story here, but he went to work in the morning, passing a building, and went home from work in the afternoon and passing that same building. Instead of it saying something else, and I forget the name now, but he imagined that building saying Goddard and Sons. And that was his brother Victor, I believe. And it took 2 years, and before you know it, and they had not enough money to buy that building, but someone who did have the excess funds stepped in at a certain point after Victor imagined that building for 2 years, and that became Goddard and Sons because the guy bought the building for a very low interest rate of, I think, 6%. Pay it off, and I think it was 10 years they paid it off. Point being, that took 2 years because Victor's self-persuasion was a little slower at the time. But look what they've built since then with that self-persuasion technique Victor used. And I don't even think Neville taught him that. And also the father, Joseph, did his own form of sats. After breakfast, he would sit in his easy chair and he would do the sats on his business situations during that day. So this family was very, very poor at one time, but they've built quite an enterprise. And I think it's called Goddard Enterprises, I think. They deliver, they're ships chandlers. They deliver groceries to the cruise ships, I believe, in the Atlantic, and maybe even farther than that. I haven't looked into it too deeply, but it all started with imagining. He imagined their family name on that building, on that marquee, and it became so. It's how long is it going to take you to self-persuade? This is the point. Victor, it took 2 years in that example. It could take you 1 day, it could take you 1 week, it could take you 1 year, it could take you whatever, but you have to start somewhere. You have to claim, I am that. As surely as the day follows the night, any attribute consciously claimed will manifest itself. Thus, that which to the sleeping orthodox world is a cruel and unjust law becomes to the enlightened one of the most merciful and just statements of truth. That which to the sleeping orthodox world is a cruel and unjust law becomes to the enlightened one of the most merciful and just statements of truth. And that's this law right here. I am come not to destroy, but to fulfill. Nothing is actually destroyed. Any seeming destruction is a result of a change in consciousness. Consciousness never fills full the state in which it dwells. The state from which consciousness is detached seems to those not familiar with this law to be destructive. However, this is only preparatory to a new state of consciousness. Consciousness ever fills full the state in which it dwells. You're here and you're starting to put your consciousness here. It ever fills full the state in which it dwells. The state from which consciousness is detached seems to those not familiar with this law to be destructive. When it's detached, it seems a destructive past. Claim yourself to be that which you want claim to be that which you want filled full. Claim yourself to be that which you want filled full. Nothing is destroyed, all is fulfilled. To him that hath, it shall be given. There's a typo here. It says to him that bath. There was a previous typo in chapter 8, by the way, and it had to do with throwing the money changers out of the, and it went to power. I think there's a sentence or two missing there, and I apologize for that mistake because I went to the other book. This is one book, but the other book, The Complete Reader, I think it's called, has the same mistakes and actually has additional information, and it's all very not right. So I don't have the individual copy to confirm how it was written. But back to this. Claim yourself to be that which you want filled full. Nothing is destroyed. All is fulfilled. To him that hath, it shall be given. To him that hath, it shall be given. Claim it. What a wonderful chapter. Oh, to him that hath. Great one. All right. Next one's called Christmas. I'm going to rush through these and get that one out right away too because we just had the holiday yesterday. See you in the next video.